Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop LeBron James from trying to rewrite history on his podcast, Mind the Game. Because if you guys don't know, that's what he's doing. Essentially, that's what he's doing on his podcast. He's trying to rewrite history and bend reality, create narratives and lies to support the lies and narratives that have been, said about him over the last 22 seasons, man, through the media and his, his crew, Rich Paul and a bunch of these other clowns out here in his entourage. That's really what it's about. And that's all he does on Mind the Game. And I was listening to a clip that I saw of LeBron James. He's still claiming that he makes the quote-unquote right play at the end of the games. And shout out to my man on Common Sense. I saw that he did a video on this topic as well. I did not listen to it, though, because you guys, I told you guys, sometimes I don't want to listen to these guys' videos until I do my own video on it. But I did see a clip of LeBron James talking about what Uncommon Sense was mentioning in his video. This dude's still saying that I make the right play at the end of these games, man. And we're going to talk about this video, man, because I just don't understand what this guy thinks he's doing here in this podcast, man. It's actually embarrassing. He won't go away. LeBron James won't go away. He won't just ride off. He won't just shut up. They got bounced out of the playoffs, man. Just go away. And we're going to talk about this video. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states, man. I want to send a special thanks out to Roland Curtis for coming through with the super thanks. Thank you very much to Roland Curtis, man. You continue to support my channel, man. You come back all the time, man. Thank you very much for your comments, just supporting my channel, man. Like I said, you're a true supporter, man, a true basketball fan. Shout out to Roland Curtis. I want to send a special thanks to Kevin Marr. Shout out to Kevin Marr, who continues to come through and support my channel, man. You guys, like I said, it's very humbling, man, for you guys to continue to show support to my channel. I said, it's not even about the donations, the comments. Like I said, coming through the live streams. It means a lot. Thank you very much. You guys email me. And shout out to my man, Mark Book, or Bookmark, whichever way it is. My man, Mark Book, coming through again, another true supporter of my channel. Thank you very much to all you guys, Roland Curtis, Kevin Marr, and my man, Bookmark, for coming through. Thank you very much, guys. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, this dude, LeBron James, he keeps trying to rewrite history. He keeps trying to bend reality, create these narratives. I mean, my goodness, man. So we have to set the record straight on LeBron James, and we won't allow him to rewrite the history of his career, man, because that's what he's doing here. Like I said, from every clip that I've heard of Mind the Game, because I would never watch this. I would never listen to it. I would never tune in. Excuse me, guys, who listen to LeBron James speak. I never would do this. So like I told you guys, if I see a channel or a video, a clip, whatever it is, that, is talking about Michael Jordan in a negative way, or, people are crapping on the 80s and the 90s, I don't watch these videos. I just don't watch these videos. I won't do it. Now, sometimes you guys send me clips, and I have to watch this stuff. I got to sit through it, right? I got to take one for the team, so to speak. And sometimes you guys send me clips, and it's disturbing, the things that these people say, the things that I'm hearing. Like the other day, that dude that was talking about Draymond Green's a top 3 defender of all time. I mean, my God, where do you get these people from? How can you make that claim and say it so matter-of-factly? It's insane to me, but these are the people we have out here now. Like I said, everyone has a platform now, whether they should have one or not. And like I said, I get that. It allows someone like me to speak. But damn it, these other people, I don't know what's going on out here. So the same thing for LeBron James. That's what we got going on with LeBron James and the Mind the Game podcast. It's all contradictory statements, hypocritical statements, lies, narratives, and it's all LeBron James trying to rewrite his own history and paint his career in a better light. Make it seem like it's greater than it was, that he was greater than he was, that he didn't have any of these flaws and mistakes that people are trying to say that he did have. That's really what it is. And that's why we say it. Like, how can Steve Nash just sit here, excuse me, guys, and listen to this clown just talk nonsense? He's talking about, I woke off the court early because I got to go get treatment. I got to go get treatment. People don't even know. They think I'm walking off early. Ha, ha, ha. I'm going to get treatment. I'm already thinking about the next game. I'm already ahead of you guys. Blah, blah, blah. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And I'm looking at Steve Nash, and he's sitting there like, and then you got LeBron James talking about, I don't take nothing, man. It's just, all natural stuff. It's all natural. That's what LeBron James said. I just take natural stuff, natural vitamins, and I drink a smoothie. So that's the secret to LeBron James' longevity. If you guys did not know, LeBron James' secret to his longevity is natural vitamins. I did a video on this, remember? Natural vitamins and smoothies. That's all he does. Even Steve Nash had a look on his face, and he was like, you don't take no creatine or nothing? He was like, no, I don't take nothing. I don't do nothing. Natural vitamins. Remember, he went straight Eddie Murphy from Coming to America. It says nothing but natural juice and berries. And the dude was like, man, ain't nothing but Ultra Perm. Like, dude, stop it. We know you pumping chemicals, but here goes LeBron James. Oh, man, ain't nothing but natural vitamins. That's what I do. Natural vitamins and smoothie. Excuse me, guys. There's something through my throat. So, we all know that this dude's been lying, like I said, bending reality, making up all kinds of stuff, contradicting himself left and right. And Steve Nash has to sit there and take this stuff. For whatever reason, Steve Nash agreed to this. Now, in the newest clip that I've seen from LeBron James, he's still arguing this point of contention that he makes the right play, the quote-unquote right play at the end of games. This is LeBron James now. Now, LeBron James saying that is him promoting another narrative. Because remember, this was the narrative that the media came out with years ago when LeBron James was fumbling and bumbling at the end of games, turning the ball over, not making shots, doing this, doing that. They would say, hey, listen, man, LeBron James made the right play. That's all that matters. So LeBron James not taking the last second shot, they excused it, right? Because people would say, oh, you know, the true clutch time performers, they're not going to shy away from those moments. They're going to take the last second shot, or they're going to try to at least put their team in a position to be successful. And oftentimes the great players feel that they are that best option. They're the best chance a team has for success in these moments. That's why it's usually the superstar players that are known as the clutch time performers in those moments. Now, yes, you've had other guys step up. The Robert Ory's, the Derek Fishers, excuse me, guys, the Steve Kerrs, the John Paxsons, right? Guys have stepped up, made big-time shots that weren't necessarily stars or superstar players. Guys stepped up and made key baskets in big-time moments. It's meant that throughout all of NBA's history. But the facts remain that more often than not, the superstar players are going to be the ones to make a play. Maybe not necessarily take the shot, but they're going to make a play. Whether it's on defense, whether it's playmaking, right? Moving without the ball, finding the open man, right? Making the quote-unquote right play. That's what the superstars, the burden is on them. For someone like LeBron James, though, when he says that I make the right play, it's a cover-up. It's a crutch. It's once again an excuse for LeBron James for all the failures he's had in those moments. Because on the flip side, they try to promote LeBron James as one of the most clutch players in NBA's history when he's not, in fact, one of those guys. And where's the proof of this? Well, the proof is on the court. Many, many times in those moments, LeBron James folds up. He folds up. Regardless of whatever they're trying to say, LeBron James was trying to do in the moment. Oh, he was trying to make the right play. He was trying to pass the ball to this guy. I remember a play a couple of years ago. Actually, I think it was last season. They were playing against the Dallas Mavericks. It was the end of the regular season. They were playing against the Dallas Mavericks. I believe, who was it? LeBron James had the ball. And I think he had like Kyrie Irving guarding him or something like that. And instead of LeBron James trying to take Kyrie Irving down the post or trying to score on Kyrie Irving, who has a disadvantage against him, LeBron James tried to force some weird, ill-advised pass into Anthony Davis down the post, and the Dallas Mavericks stole the ball. But that was the last play of the game. But what did they promote? Oh, LeBron James was making the right play. Anthony Davis had a mismatch. He was trying to get the ball to Anthony Davis. Oh, blah, 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 it's the right play. When in fact, it was LeBron James who had the mismatch, and it was in fact LeBron James that made a bonehead play, a bad decision, and turned the ball over. But they try to cover for LeBron James in those moments by saying he made the right play. LeBron James made the right play. So it's, once again, the burden's on someone else's fault. It's someone else's fault. It's not LeBron James' fault. It's Anthony Davis' fault. It's the coach's fault. It's someone else's fault, man. It's not his fault. He made the right plays. Nothing he can do. When in reality, we watched the play. He did not make the right play. I often talk to you guys about the 2018 NBA Finals. And I told you guys about Game 1. It's very important. And the reason why it's very important is because Nick Wright promotes that game, 2018 NBA Finals, Game 1, as the greatest playoff finals performance of all time, he says. This is what Nick Wright claims. A game in which LeBron James lost is the greatest performance in NBA Finals history. Not Elgin Baylor's 63 points. Nope, that's not the greatest performance in NBA Finals history. Not Michael Jordan dropping 55 or averaging, that's 41 points a game in an entire NBA Finals that he won, mind you. Nope. Not any of the performances that any of these great players put up, Kobe Bryant or Tim Duncan or Shaquille O'Neal. None of these great players put up any numbers or any performance quite like LeBron James in Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals, which he lost. The reason why I would bring up the Game 1 and why, like I said, it's important when he promotes it that way is for the end of that regulation. Right? Now, we all know about LeBron James and the tantrum he threw, and he tried to blame J.R. Smith, and, you know what I'm saying, he gave up on the game in overtime, right? We get all that. LeBron James is not a competitor. We know that. But when we talk about the end of regulation, guys, the Cleveland Cavaliers were down by 1 point. LeBron James has the ball. He's bowling out. He's got, 40, 51 points he had in that game or something like that he had, right? 51 points, I believe. He's bowling out in that game. He's doing whatever he has to do. He's leading his team. But what happens at the end of the game? LeBron James has the ball at the top of the key. I remember this play, man. I was watching the game. LeBron James has the ball at the top of the key. He makes a drive. He gets basically into the paint. It looks like he's going to have to finish through contact. He's going to probably end up going to the free throw line and knock these shots down. We all know LeBron James is kryptonite at the free throw line at the end of these games. So in that moment, LeBron James is not making the right play because LeBron James is not playing the game that he normally plays in that moment. In that moment, his game changes. His mindset changes. And that's why he's inconsistent at best in those moments. And this is why he's not making the right play in those moments, because he's not playing his game. His mental is changing. So in that moment, he knows he doesn't want to go to the free throw line. So what does he decide to do? At the end of it, the last second, he drops off a pass to George Hill, who looked like he was getting ready to maybe try to get a loose ball scenario, a rebound scenario, because LeBron James is going to try to shoot this shot. And instead, he drops off to George Hill. George Hill looks completely confused or surprised that he's getting the ball in that moment. Because remember, go look where George Hill's standing. He's standing under the backboard. Like almost directly under the backboard, under the rim. He has no way at, 6'2", George Hill, 6'3"? There's no way for him at that size, in the position that he was at, to get a shot in that moment. Just getting fouled, to me, was a good play by George Hill to get fouled in that moment. But it was LeBron James that put all the pressure on George Hill then, instead of taking it among himself and making the right play by going strong and finishing strong through contact and going to the line and leading your team to a victory. Instead, he put George Hill in that position. George Hill went to the line and made 1 or 2 to tie the game. And then we all know about the J.R. Smith, LeBron James crying and moaning. He didn't know how many timeouts were. He didn't know how many timeouts were. No one knew how many timeouts there were. LeBron James, Ty Lue, no one did. But LeBron James tried to blame everyone else and let you know it was J.R. Smith's fault, not his. Because LeBron James is not a true leader or a true competitor. And you started in overtime. And LeBron James wasn't prepared for the overtime because that's LeBron James. But Nick Wright says it's the greatest performance of all time. Insane for him to say that. But in that moment, that wasn't making the right play. That was a bad play, guys. A bad play. That was a low IQ play in that moment. You dumped the ball to a 6'3" guy under the rim amongst the trees. Insane for you to do that. You put the burden on George Hill. Makes no sense after you were playing a game. Also, we go back to the 2017 NBA Finals for LeBron James. I want to say it was Game 3. Guys, of the 2017 NBA Finals. I remember these finals also. I watched a lot of these finals, guys. Like I said, I did. And I remember the 2017 NBA Finals. I want to say it was Game 3. Was it Game 3? I want to say it was Game 3, guys. Yeah, if I remember correctly, yeah, the Cavs lost Game 3. Then they came back and they blew out the Warriors in Game 4. And they were down 3-1. But I remember it was Game 3. The Cavs were going back to Cleveland. They were down 2-0. I remember Game 3, guys. The Cavs would win that game. They were beating the unbeatable 2017 Warriors. They were beating them. They were about like 7 points, guys, late in the game. And there was a couple of back and forths there. Kevin Durant made a basket. The Cleveland Cavaliers lead had been whittled down to, I want to say it was a 2-point lead, I want to say it was a 2-point lead or a 1-point lead. I can't remember what it was correct exactly. But there was like a minute to go in the game. The game was getting tight. Like I said, the Cavs were up. The Warriors were making a rally. And I remember this play. Like I said, the Cavs were up. LeBron James comes down the middle of the court. He's driving the lane. He drives the lane, and I think it was Draymond Green that was there, I want to say, that tries to contest LeBron James' shot up at the rim. So he drives the lane, and as LeBron James is going into the air, going up towards the rim, instead of, once again, a similar to 2018, instead of trying to finish through contact, right, and finish that play, maybe go to the free throw line, maybe get an N1 scenario, LeBron James decides to kick the ball out to Kyle Korver in the corner. Now, in theory, I've heard LeBron James fans, I've talked about this play before. They're like, oh, you're knocking him for passing out to a knockdown shooter, Kyle Korver. And I start laughing when they say that because when has Kyle Korver ever been known for knocking down a big-time shot? He never has. Kyle Korver is a three-point shooter, no doubt. In the regular season, man, Kyle Korver's never been known for a guy to step up, be a big-time player performer, a guy who knocks down shots, a clutch-time performer. He's not Ray Allen or Reggie Miller or any of these big-time shooters in those moments. I can't think of a big-time shot Kyle Korver's ever made in his career. I'm sure he's made some big shots, but I can't think of anything that Kyle Korver's done in the postseason where you're like, damn, if I find him, I'm going to hit him, and I know he'll be there for me. I don't remember this ever happening because, once again, LeBron James doesn't have a dynamic. He doesn't have chemistry or camaraderie with a team because he's always trading guys and adding guys. So there's no way for him to develop like a Michael Jordan with a John Paxson, for example, in a moment like that. If Michael Jordan passed out to John Paxson in a moment like that, you would understand that more so because not only was John Paxson, excuse me, guys, a knockdown shooter, but Michael Jordan earned and developed a trust, right? A camaraderie, a cohesion with John Paxson. So in that moment, he could throw him that ball, right? That's what happens, guys. LeBron James didn't have that with Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver was never known for being a knockdown guy, a big-time a performer, clutch-time performer. But in that moment, LeBron James kicked it all the way out to Kyle Korver for a three-pointer. They did not need a three-point shot. They were winning at that point. And Kyle Korver was contested in the corner. So once again, LeBron James throws a burden out to someone else and puts the responsibility on someone else. Let them make the shot. And then what will his fans say? The media say, hey, man, he kicked out to Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver's got to knock that shot down. See what I'm saying? He's got to knock that shot down, Kyle Korver. Now LeBron James needs to finish that play in the paint, dunk it on Draymond Green, or finish through contact, go to the free throw line and lead his team. Nope. Take that burden. Nope. Kick it out to someone else. Let them get the burden. Let them have to knock the shot down to save LeBron James. That's what it always comes down to. Save me. I'm throwing it out to you. These are two separate scenarios in back-to-back finals appearances where LeBron James made bonehead plays, where LeBron James would not make the right play, where LeBron James was scared of the moment. And it's so obvious. He does not want to go to the free throw line late in these games. So what do you see from LeBron James late in these game scenarios? Either he kicks it away to teammates like I just mentioned, or you'll get LeBron James doing a weird, off-balance, one-legged fadeaway three, right? Trying to get away from the contact. He doesn't want contact. So he wants to chuck up a shot and hope it'll go in. That's LeBron James. His shot selection at the end of games is piss poor. It's not good. It's not great. It's not elite. It's not showing that LeBron James is making the right play. He's taking bad shots in these scenarios. Many, many times. I've talked about that in videos. Go back and look at some of the shots. Even the ones that LeBron James has knocked down in these moments. They're not good-looking shots. He's getting lucky a lot of times. He's chucking these things up. These aren't practice or rehearsed shots. These are not his go-to moves. He doesn't have a go-to shot. That's why it's inconsistent. That's why they have to cover it up and say he makes the right play. And LeBron James himself still promoting this lying narrative on his podcast. Dude, you don't make the right play. You are inconsistent in those moments. That's the only way you can call, basically talk about LeBron James in those moments. To me, inconsistent is a key for LeBron James' entire career. He's been inconsistent because he don't work on his game like that. And it's obvious. You don't have a go-to move in those moments. Your high IQ, your passing ability ain't the same in those moments. Once again, your mindset changes in those moments. The great player's mindset doesn't change. I told you guys, your mindset should never change. The tactics change. Right? I told you guys that story, right? About how I got into with this guy, this training course that I was in. We talk about, I told you guys I work security. So, we have these trainings every year we have to go through. And, I got into it with this dude because he started talking crazy about, having a weapon and not having a weapon. And I told him, I said, my man, listen. These dudes are yelling at me. And he's like, oh, okay, all right, Samuels. He said, so you tell me if someone kicks in the door right now with a gun, he goes, you're going to run right into them, run right at them? And I started laughing. I said, why would I do that? That's not tactical. If I don't have a weapon on, why would I run into the bullets? That's basically what the guy was saying. He's like, oh, because I was talking about, not having a gun and how people act tough with guns on because their mindset changes. Your mindset should never change. Your mindset should never change, guys. Just because you have a weapon on your hip, now you're a tough guy. Now you're brave with the weapon on. So when you don't have the weapon, you're not brave. You're not a tough guy. You don't have the courage anymore, right? Your mindset changed. Your mindset should never change. Your tactics change. So if I don't have a weapon, if I don't have anything to defend myself, and someone does have a weapon, my tactics have to change. But not my mindset. I'm not going to become a coward or run away and hide and act like I'm afraid of a situation that I'm trained for. I'm going to fall back on my training and my tactics. All right? The mindset's going to be there. And for these guys, LeBron James, his mindset's not there in those moments. It changes. That's what happens to him. He's big and tough when he's front running and he's on that super team and his team is up by 3 or 4 points in those moments. But if his team is down by a point or two, or if he's only up by 1, right, he's down by, all of a sudden things are changing for LeBron James in his mind. He doesn't want to go to the free throw line in those moments. He's not playing defense in those moments. There have been many times where LeBron James has not made the right play, and it doesn't have anything to do with him making shots or taking a shot. He's bad defense, no rebounding or boxing out, no help defense, right? No leadership. You're not galvanizing your teammates. You're not getting the most out of them in those moments. So they can't be there for you consistently in those moments because you're not having them prepared for those moments. You guys know that these are the facts. LeBron James still trying to rewrite history, man. This dude won't go away. He will not go away, LeBron James. We are done with LeBron James. Turn the podcast off, man. You sound insane. You're not helping your cause. I'm losing more and more respect for this dude the more and more he talks in this stupid podcast. You guys know the deal. These are the facts, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.